Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, Daniel, you're now on with Steve from MMA Mania. Go ahead, Steve.
Daniel, it's good to talk to you again today. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Hey, I want to start out by talking about your Bellator 147 fight with Georgi Karakanyan. First, congratulations. It was a very impressive win. And second, I wanted to get your take on something I saw in the fight and see if it was your perception. It seemed to me he was getting more and more desperate to lure you into a brawl in those later rounds, and you just simply refused to do it. Did you see it that way too?
Yeah, definitely. And my corner as well. My coach was constantly telling me not to get into his game. Keep calm and do what you are doing all the time. Keep working with your jab, picking your shots. And I kept listening to my corner and just did what I had to do.
The turning point to me was definitely when he tried to throw that cartwheel kick and missed and fell down. And I thought, man, he's just trying anything at this point, hoping it will land.
Yeah. For me, it was no danger in that attack. You know, I saw it coming, and just went with the flow.
So, how satisfying was it to get a win over a fellow contender for the featherweight title and get one step closer to getting a title shot again?
Yeah, it was a big win for me. Georgi had a good reputation. He was also known as a number one contender before, so this was a very important win for me and another step to get closer to the next title shot.
I think Emmanuel Sanchez presents that same opportunity for you, a well-regarded guy, a very strong competitor in the featherweight division, 3 straight wins, so how do you feel about facing him?
Yeah, I feel confident. I think I have all abilities to beat him and to dominate him, and for me, my mindset is I want to become the champion and I have to beat anybody who's out there in the division, no matter who it is. I take everybody way serious and I respect Sanchez, but for me, I have to take him away to get one step closer to my ultimate goal.
Have you been given any indication on if this is a number one contenders fight and the winner earns a title shot?
Not really, but I really feel that it is like that. You know, they ask who they want to see in the social media, and I saw my name many times, so I was pretty happy. The fans also want to see that fight, and I think this is the fight that makes the most sense.
I agree. It does make sense. And one of the things that I find really interesting about Sanchez is that all of his recent wins have come by split decision. He's had very close fights with good guys. So what do you think about that trend? Do you see that continuing here, only the split decision going in your favor, or do you think it's going to be a decisive win?
I don't know. I don't put too much on that. I train to finish fights, and when I step in the cage, July 22nd, that's my goal, my intention. I will go there, whether striking, wrestling on the ground, I will look for the finish, no matter where it is.
I always like to ask you if anything has changed from your last training camp to this one, so I'll pose the question again. Are there any new tricks in the bag?
There are always new stuff coming up, but I don't know. I'm constantly working on stuff, There are new movements coming in, and there's so many stuff to learn, and I'm always excited to learn new things, and I can't wait to show some of that stuff on July 22nd.
Sounds good. We're looking forward to seeing that as well. With this opponent, with Emmanuel Sanchez, what do you think are his greatest strengths that he presents to you coming into this fight?
Yeah, he's a very durable fighter. He always moves forward, and he has heart, definitely. He comes to fight. But I think I know that I'm ready for that, and I know that I will be always one step ahead of him.
What do you think of the early morning weigh-ins that have now become, I don't know if they're standard yet, but they're becoming more and more the routine, and I understand they're doing the early morning weigh-ins in Mulvane as well.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. This is a blessing for all fighters. Before it was like making the weight and really sitting around for a couple of hours, and yeah, you just don't feel good staying on that weight. It's just exhausting. And having the early morning weigh-ins, it's perfect. It's the best thing they could do for the fighters. It's a great thing, and I'm really looking forward to have more time to rehydrate, to reload, and maybe even have more power inside the cage.
I find that's a pretty consistent sentiment with the fighters I've talked to this week. They feel they'll be able to properly rehydrate with additional time and maybe even have more power. But I also find they're expressing the sentiment that it's better for fighters' safety too, that you're more likely to have all the fluid back in your brain and less likely to get a concussion.
You have to do it the right way. It's as simple as that. I think there are still many mistakes out there that people doing wrong, the reloading. I feel great doing it the way I did it in the past, and I just feel that it is even better to have a couple more hours to rehydrate and to maybe give your body a little bit more time to get back on that weight and keep it.
Right. Proper technique is key. I agree. So you've got just over a week to go now before the fight takes place. So I guess on a related question, what's your weight right now?
I think I'm around 10 to 12 pounds over right now. So I feel pretty good with that.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too much of a cut. And when are you going to travel, or are you already in the United States right now?
No, on Sunday we will fly over. Yeah.
All right. That's good. Who's coming with you this time?
The same team as always. It's a striking coach, Mohammed Awali, my jiu-jitsu coach and all-around coach and manager, Niels, and one of my best friends, always with me, Dennis, is coming with us, and yeah, that's a team I feel great with to be over, having the last days of weight cut and going into the fight. Really, this is for me also one of the key factors to perform at 100%, to have people with me that I can trust in 100%.
Consistency is key, and people you know and trust, that's key as well. So seems like all the pieces are coming together. Now, how do you feel about the fact that you're becoming one of the most routine travelers from Europe to the United States to be part of these cards? You seem to be the frequent flyer.
Yeah, I would love to change it every now and then for a little bit, to maybe fight in Europe. I would love to fight that, to do that. Just having a 2-hour flight or something like that would be also great, and also to fight in front of in Europe for my home country would be also not too bad. But yeah, I'm kind of used to it also to fly over to the States. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to just get your relaxation while traveling, and then it's all good.
Now, have they given you any indication that you could be on a card in Europe coming up, or maybe even there's a card in Germany in the works?
I don't know yet, but maybe when we are in Kansas, I will ask them. I will ask them maybe to look forward to a show in Germany would be great. To represent Bellator in Germany or anywhere else in Europe.
And hey, if this is a #1 contenders fight, you're in that position, what better showcase could there be than fighting Daniel Strauss right there at home?
Definitely. Or New York City wouldn't be bad as well.
Oh, no, that's absolutely right. And how do you feel about the fact that it got legalized in New York? I realize that's probably a bigger deal for Americans in Europe, but it was still a pretty landmark moment for MMA. Yeah,
it's great. I love New York as a city. I've been there twice, and it's a great city, and to fight there would be awesome. Yeah.
Well, I know Bellator is going to try to bring as many cards as possible there now that that's opened up, so something we can both look forward to. But since we're talking about the differences and the different countries and different places events are going on, London's just around the corner now, the big show at the O2 Arena. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's great for MMA in Europe. It will help MMA to grow. more in Germany. I think in the UK it's already pretty big, MMA, but yeah, to have an event like that in Europe will help other countries make MMA bigger. So I'm really looking forward to that.
What do you think of those guys? Do you know either of them? Do you know James Gallagher or Mike Cutting at all?
At the moment, I'm just focused on Sanchez. I don't look too much left and right. I'm just focused on him and his style. So I don't check too much of other fights at the moment.
That's fair. I just feel like the amount of hype they're putting into James Gallagher, that could be somebody you're facing down the line.
Yeah, I would love to do it. Also, at the moment, I feel like I'm really hungry to get back in the cage because of almost 7 months fighting. So I would be happy to fight anybody right now. I'm just hungry and to release, to get in there and to release, get free.
I understand. Yeah, it has been a while since you fought in San Jose, but it's coming up here in very short order. You'll be in Mulvane before you know it. And how many more fights do you want to have this year?
I don't know. If it's all good, maybe 2 more fights I'm good with, but who knows? Who knows what's in the future? First things first, July 22nd, and then we move on.
All right. That sounds good to me. You'll be fighting Emmanuel Sanchez July 22nd, Kansas Star Arena in Mulvane. And Daniel, before I let you go, what would you like to plug or promote today?
Make sure everybody tunes in July 22nd. I will come. I will continue my mission for that belt, and I will put away Emmanuel Sanchez, who's in my way.
That sounds like a plan. Don't miss it. July 22nd,